Hello, in this session we're going to be talking about functions and why we need them and what do they do exactly. This will be the last session that we're just going to be doing whiteboarding. From next session we're going to actually dive into coding, and in order to do so I'll put two links below for you to install Intellij, so that from next session we can actually code and you guys can follow along as well. If you're having trouble, just let me know and I can make a video for it as well. So last session we talked about variables and we used an example with Target where we went to buy a bunch of things and we kept track of the prices and added them up. And now we're at the point where we want to actually go and check out. Now, in order to understand functions, let's talk about the checkout process. So when you actually go to the cashier, what you end up doing is you put all your products that you've bought, you give it to them, and they scan everything, and then at the end, they tell you how much you need to pay them. Let's call that process, let's call it checkout. What does the cashier do in order to give you the total that you owe them? I'm going to write some for, it's going to scan. They're going to add the prices, add all prices together, or you can just say calculate sum, add tax, add bags. So in some states, bags cost some money. So if they do, they add that as well. And at the end, they give you the total, right? So they need to do all of this. And at the end of the day, they tell you your sum you owe them. And what you give them at the start for them to check out is everything you bought. Right? So you give them all the products you bought, they do these 4 different tasks on them, and then they give you back the sum you actually owe them. This whole thing that you see on the screen from all the way left to all the way right, I can't draw a straight line, this is called a function. So a function, I'm going to draw it in red. It takes some input. In your case, it was all the products that you bought at Target. It does some series of tasks. That are related, right? So they scan, they add all the prices, they add the tasks, they add tax and add back prices, and then they give you back an output, which in our case, it was the sum that we owed Target, right? So that's basically a function. Why do we use them? They make life simple, right? So imagine if you every time you wanted to explain to someone that you're going to the cashier to check out, instead of saying you're going there to check out, you're going to say, well, I'm going to the cashier for them to scan everything and then to add all the prices and then to add the tax and then to add the bag prices to give me the sum I owe them, right? So instead of saying all of that stuff, you just say, I'm going to check out. It's the same with programming. You want to group things together, make it simple, to explain to someone you want to check out. Now, this is you, right? So let's say you're explaining to someone that you're checking out. Imagine person B wanting to explain to someone that they're going to the cashier to check out. And instead of saying checkout, they keep saying scan, add all prices, add tax, add back prices, right? To simplify things, we just say checkout. Or imagine if whenever you wanted to cook dinner, instead of saying I'm going to cook, let's say steak, you're going to explain to someone, yeah, I'm going to take out the steak, I'm going to unfreeze it, I'm going to put salt, I'm going to put pepper, etc., etc., etc. Rather than that, you're just going to say, I'm going to cook steak. It's the same idea in programming. You want to take these group of things that are related to each other and put them under a name called a function, and then you just call that function. And basically everything that we do in life, everything that we do in games, and I'll show you that in a second as well, is also functions, because when I say I'm going to go learn programming, you're doing a series of smaller things which you add up together and it becomes learning programming. Or I'm going for a jog, you know, and everything that you say I'm going to do something is basically a function. Over here, we're back in League of Legends again to showcase this. So I want to show you how many functions we're seeing here. So every time I right click on a piece of the land, the character will turn around, go to that location, and it will play the walk animation, right? So all of those things that are happening together would be called the walk function or the go to function, because it's doing a series of things that need to happen in order for the character to move from point A to point B. Okay, so that's one example. Another example would be when you learn an ability. So let's say we learned this ability here. When I actually press that ability, that would be the, for example, the, what's the name of this ability? Let's see, time winder, right? So we would write a function called time winder, and whenever we press Q, we would use that function to play the animation for this, for what you're seeing on the screen, right? For the time winder animation. And we would, what would that entail? It would reduce our mana, it would play that animation. If that animation hits someone, then we would do something with that as well, right? So all of that would be inside of a function. So now that we have an idea of what function is, how do we write a function in code? So I'll tell you the format that you need to use to write a function in a programming language. So the first, in basically Java and all other programming languages, basically follow the same pattern. So the first thing you need to write is the output type. So this is the formula. This is good to remember. And again, don't try to memorize this right off the bat. It'll kind of stay in your head after a while, after you write a few programs yourself. So the first thing you want to write is the output type. Then you want to give it a name. So name of function. This name of function can be whatever you want it to be. And then what's important is you need to open parentheses, and inside the parentheses, let me choose a different color. You want to put the inputs, and then you need to open bracer and close bracer. Let's use green. Oops. So open bracer, close bracer, and all the tasks go here. Okay, so this is the formula for writing a function. So now let's apply this formula to what we just have above in the above example. So in the above example, as you look over here, the first thing that we need is the output type. So what's the output? The output is the sum that we owe the cashier. So as we know, this is dollars, right? So it's going to be a decimal number. So if we remember the last session, a decimal number is represented by float. So this is telling the computer that the output of the function is going to be a decimal number. Okay, so now we need to name the function, and the best name is probably the name that we put here. So we're just going to call that checkout. Now we need to open parentheses and close parentheses. Now we need to put what our input is. So what's the type of our input? If we look over there, let me change colors. So if you look at our input is all the products that we bought. So we don't have a type for that right now. So we're just going to write all products. We're just going to write products here. It's okay. We don't know that. We haven't learned that yet. So we're just going to write products. And then we need to open bracket and close bracket. And we don't know how to code all the stuff that I wrote there yet. So we're going to say scan add some prices, add text. And just like that, we have our first function, semi-function. Well, it's not all code, but that's exactly how the format would look like in an actual programming language, right? And that would be functions in a nutshell. Let's do one more example, and this one is a bit more of a classic one. I think it'll help you just remember this even further. Let's say we have a cow, and I'm not even gonna attempt to draw a cow for your sanity. So let's say we have a cow here, and we will give it grass. And it will produce milk. Now let's do this so this is a function, right? You give a cow grass, it does some stuff with the grass, digests it, and does whatever it needs to. I'm sure there's millions of things that happens in a cow's body in order for it to transform. But at the end of the day, it gives back milk. So let's write a function in the format of Java for this. All right, so now that we know that this is a function, see if you can actually write the function for this in the programming format that I showed you. You can put this on pause and give it a go. All right, so hopefully you have had some success. So the first thing that we need to write is the output. So the output type is milk. Okay, the next thing we need is the name for a function. I'm going to call it produce cow milk. Then we need to open parentheses, close parentheses. What's the input for this function? It's grass. Right, now we need to open bracer, close bracer. And, the tasks that the cow is going to write cow anatomy things. Since I don't know what exactly happens, but something needs to happen. A bunch of things need to happen, and this would be a function. And this is the format that we use for it. So in the next session, we're going to actually use Intellij, and as I said before, you'll find links for installing it in the description. We're going to actually code some functions and see them in action. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.